What's up, Totally Inspired community? Welcome to another episode of Totally Inspired with me, your girl, Sibo Dube. Let me start by saying thank you to everybody that's been subscribing. I am so excited and overwhelmed by the kind of response that I'm getting from viewers and subscribers. I am so overwhelmed by your love, your support, and I want to give a huge shout out to subscribers who are from Zambia. Yes, you guys, I see you, I see your support, and your subscription rate is really phenomenal. I really want to give a special shout out to you and say thank you. And everyone else that's been subscribing, I really appreciate your support. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make it a point that you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that each time I upload something new, you are also kept in the loop. Well, today's video is going to be very interesting because I've had a few people that have actually spoken to me or reached out and said, look, we did get the video about the mentorship, why it's important to have a mentor, but help us to find someone that can be an ideal mentor. In other words, what are some of the things to look out for when you are identifying a mentor? Firstly, before you actually engage in any type of mentorship or before you actually approach somebody for them to mentor you, I always emphasize the importance of you doing your research. Do some research around the person that you feel is ideal for you to be a mentor, so that when you approach them, they can see the interest you have shown in knowing more about them and that you're not just another person that's going about asking for mentorship. Do your research on that person, their career, their journey, and the kind of areas of strength that they have. So look at some of the things that they've done in the industry or in the trade that they're in. And when you do approach them, give them an elevator pitch that will really make them see that you are keen, you have desire, you have done the necessary research and due diligence that makes you feel that they are the right person to be your mentor. The other thing that I would like to emphasize is the fact that when you have initiated an interest in having a mentor or us approaching somebody to mentor you, make sure that you own the relationship. One of the biggest mistakes that people do is that when they have finally been able to identify a person who has agreed to support them as a mentor, then they sit back and they are not initiating conversations, they're not initiating the engagement. Relationships for mentorship are owned by the mentee. You are the one that's meant to show the zeal, you're the one that is meant to actually look for time and space in the schedule of your mentor so that they can see that you are interested and that you are driving this conversation. It shouldn't be about you sitting back and expecting the mentor to look for you to initiate conversations. I like the way one lady that I am mentoring approaches things. She makes sure that we have monthly meetings and she schedules meetings for us, and she has scheduled meetings on a 3-month basis. So 3 months in advance, everything is set. She is the one who's driving the conversation. She comes with an agenda. She tells me, look, this month, this is what I would like us to look at. And she gives me feedback on what's been happening, and then I can give her my input on that. You need to be very specific about what you're looking for in a mentor. To be able to be specific, you must be able to identify the gap that you are trying to fill in your personal development space, in your career development. So find the right skill set. Are you looking for somebody to help you with an area in which you feel you need to develop in your career? That way you are able to identify somebody that will fill in the gap for you where you feel that you are lacking. Sometimes it can be an issue about trying to understand an industry. So if you are new into an industry and you're trying to establish the ins and the outs of the industry, you're coming in new, you're not very familiar with the way that the industry operates, then find somebody that you feel will hold your hand and will be able to familiarize you with some of the tricks and trades of the industry. So maybe you could be coming from the financial sector, you're moving into pharmaceutical, or you're coming in from pharmaceutical, you're moving into fast-moving consumer goods, and you are not familiar with that space. So identify a person that has experience in the industry and you feel you're confident enough, or you can entrust them with them holding your hand, or at least giving you an orientation into the industry. For each season in your career, there is a type of mentor that you should have. I always talk about the 4 C's, the 4 types of mentors. So depending on where you are in your career, you will need these types of mentors. Let me break it down for you. Think about a scenario where you are already in the playing field in a sports environment. What does the coach do? They're always on the sidelines giving you tips and ways in which you can handle the game. Same applies with the mentor who is playing a coach role. They are on the sidelines watching you play your game, and they continually give you tips as to how you can improve on your game. Secondly, the mentor who will be playing the role of a connector. You need that type of mentor when you are in a situation where you need to build your networks, when you need to know more people. So that is the role of a mentor who's a connector. They have a strong network within the area that you're working in. Say, for example, you're in the sales environment, you are in a sales profession. You obviously want to build your client base. So you need somebody who's well networked and well connected. And a connector type of mentor would be very much ideal for you. And sometimes it could be useful for you to have a connector mentor if you're looking to move jobs or you're looking to delve into another space. Then they can connect you to the right people in that space. Then when it comes to the challenger mentor, it's when you are in a season of your career when you need to get out of your comfort zone. So a mentor will challenge you to do more and be more would be ideal at that time. Maybe you've been sitting in a role for too long and there's been stagnation in your career, or you are in a position that requires you to think outside of the box or think differently, or you're moving into a new space within your industry, or your role has shifted, or your company is looking for new ways of working. A mentor who is a challenger would be the ideal person for you. So that mentor will be questioning things and actually challenging you to think in a certain direction, to actually assess some of the ways in which you apply yourself. So that's where the challenger mentor comes in. And then finally, we talk about a cheerleader type of mentor. The cheerleader is the one that you need when you are in a place where you are unsure of yourself and you need to step into an uncomfortable space and you are trying new things in your career. That's when the cheerleader comes in and tells you, go for it. Don't be afraid. Try a new space. Try this, and they continually cheer you on. So those are the type of mentors that you can find yourself depending on what space you are in your career, whether it's at the early stages, mid-career, or you are now a very senior person. Everybody needs a mentor in every step of their career, because that is the only way that you will continually evolve in your role, continually evolve in your career. Finally, I just want to touch on the issue of sponsors and mentors. A mentor can be someone that is outside of your organization, and very often I think it's more ideal when you find a mentor who's in a different space outside of your organization and is very objective when they're working with you. Whereas if you're talking about a sponsor, you want somebody that is within your organization. This is the person within your organization that will mention your name in a room full of opportunities in the organization. If there's a need for the next big role, or some of your senior people in the organization are looking for somebody to take up a new role, this is where your sponsor will throw in your name and say, have you thought about so and so? I know this is what she's interested in. Please, whenever an opportunity presents itself, do consider putting so and so up for that role. So everybody needs a sponsor as well. Over and above having a mentor, make sure that you find a sponsor, somebody who is interested in seeing your career grow and that your aspirations for your career actually come to fruition. So when you identify your sponsor, make them aware of your aspirations. What are your development areas? What are your desires? What space do you want to move into? From the role that you're doing now, what role do you want to move into? Or maybe it's an issue of moving departments even. A sponsor is the type of person that will help you. And I'm talking about somebody that is influential in your organization. I do hope that this video has helped you and that you'll go back to the drawing board and see how you can move into the space of identifying your mentor as well as getting yourself a sponsor. Until next time, please do keep inspiring and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.